Hey, this is Chuck from Monocoque Metalworks. This afternoon we're taking a look at this E-Type project car that we recently rescued. This is an early 3.8 liter coupe that is basically the same car that Jaguar unveiled exactly 60 years ago. As a Series 1, this has all of the Series 1 goodies that everybody wants. It's got the covered headlights, triple carbs, smooth cam covers. It's got the aluminum on the interior, the early bucket seats. This is what you're looking for. So come on down, let's take a look. We'll go through everything that this project has to offer step by step. This car is pretty early as 3.8 coupes go. They ran from 61 to 64. This car is titled as a 63, but it was built in October of 62. So that's actually pretty early for a coupe because it took them a while to get the coupes off the ground actually. This car it's all original sheet metal. This is actually the original paint. Now it had some kind of accident in the past up front in the nose. There's about 1/8 of an inch of filler in this section here, and you can see that over the years as she's been sitting around, it has flaked out a little bit, but this is the original bonnet. When it was repainted, I guess they kind of did a blend, and you can see over there back to just by the door. I'm assuming this paint matched better when it was first painted and that it has faded at 2 different colors. We've got all the chrome up here. This is all original E-Type chrome. It's all the correct 3.8 stuff. It's all restorable and rechromable. You're always better off using the original chrome and having it re-chrome versus buying aftermarket stuff because then you don't get the fit. This way you can fit the chrome and then have it re-chromed. Up under the bonnet, we've got the 3.8 liter E-Type engine. This is not the original engine from this car. This car would have originally had about an R8500 series engine. This is an engine that is very close. This is an R7600 engine. This is an engine from another E-Type. It is matching head and block, all complete, hasn't been all disassembled. We pulled the plugs out, inspected it. I put Marble Mystery Oil in the cylinders. I was able to turn the engine over by hand by the flywheel, no problem. It has a correct 3.8 liter E-Type gearbox. And the engine, although it is not the original engine from this car, it is very close, and it has a casting date of July of 62, which again, this car has a build date of October 62. And if you look over there, I can see Brent zooming in already. The wiper motor is dated July of 62. So the engine falls right into place. It's got all its original pedal box over here. This is the 3.8 liter pedal box. It's still got the original master cylinders on it. You will see it does not have a radiator and header tank. The parts that are missing on this car are parts that you're going to replace as part of a restoration anyway. So you always get a new radiator. You always get a new header tank. The important original bones are here. Everything you need is here to get the restoration done. Okay, so here's the tail of the car. This car was originally red with a black interior. This is the original paint. You can see where it's starting to wear off, and the Jaguar white and gray primer is underneath. These are the original rear bumpers, original tail lights. They, of course, all need to be re-chromed, but they fit this car excellent. You can see all of this steel here is original and undamaged. The roof on this car is great. This is the original hatch. All of the glass is original triplex sundim. Come on over. The sundim is a greenish tint. This car is actually probably one of the first cars to get that. A lot of the early cars were clear. You can see here, this is the original triplex logo, and only the early cars have it off in the corner like that. Opening up the inside, you can start to see the interior. There's the original gas tank. It's actually in pretty good shape. Here's the original body number over here. This is an early car, so it would have had the submersible fuel pump in it. And actually, I do have one of those that I will include with the car. It's got this little fuse box here that 3/8 have. It's a big warning to tell you to pull that out before you start messing around with the submersible fuel pump. This is actually one of the original wheels that's in there as a spare. You can see because it's a 3/8, it has the access panel there to get at the rear brakes. Now, speaking of the rear, one thing that I really like about this car, it still has, of course, its original rear end, and this car has the earlier style rear, but it's late enough so it has the later style forged half shafts. But what's really great is that it has the 3:31 ratio. Most E-types in the American market have a 3:54 ratio, but this car is early enough, it has a 3:31 ratio. This is an E-type that would have done 150 miles per hour, and it will again. It's got the high revving 3.8, it's got that 3:31 rear. This is the car. As I said, the original interior is still in here. It's a little worse for the wear, and it's originally black. Come on in here and take a look. This is a coupe, but it is so early that it still has the roadster seats, which are, more of a pleasing shape with this little pointed back. Later on, they padded the coupe seats and made them a little more bulky here in the back, but for more comfort. But this correctly has the roadster seats. Now you'll see it does have the original aluminum dash. This car is actually late 62, so it does have the crosshatch pattern. Here's the original wheel. Of course, this all needs a lot of work, but the pieces that you need are here. There's the center console. The gearbox is an original E-type gearbox. Again, it is not the original from this car, but it is an original E-type, and the number is very close, and the date code is also right in line. Oddly enough, this car had 18,000 original miles. These are all the original gauges and switches. Why don't you go ahead around there, because then we gotta start talking about what's bad about this car, and that is the fact that it is very rusty. As with a lot of E-types, and most that you see, the floors and sills are rusted. These are really bad. This car is going to need all new floors, all new inner and outer sills, closing panels, gussets, all of that. Door panels. The funny thing is, it needs the same stuff that every E-type needs, including E-types that start out looking a lot better than this. So you may be a little freaked out that all of this is missing, but come over and take a look at this 67 coupe that we're working on that's right over here in the frame table and the jigs. This car is a late 67. This is actually a 1 1/4. It was an extremely solid car. But as you can see, by the time we got it stripped down and sandblasted, this is getting all of the same new metal that you see missing in that car. Actually, let me just run back over here. I'll talk about it from over here. New inner sill, new floors. It's going to get all new outer sills and closing panels and gussets. And you can start to see the difference between original and new. What's new on this car is what's missing on that car. So by the time you cut out all of the rusted metal on that car, you're going to end up with the same amount of original metal left that we ended up with on this 67. So don't be too afraid of that. Let's come back over here. If you purchase this car from us, we will hold your hand through the restoration every step of the way. You can call nights, weekends, whatever, and say, what's this? Where does it go? And because our whole thing obviously is metalwork and panels, we will give whoever purchases this car 20% off any panels that they buy for this car, and we can provide everything you need to get the job done. So what I do like about it is it's all original, it's still in the original paint, it's very rusty, but it's never been wrecked. So nobody else has gotten in here and screwed things up. You'll be able to decide, here's where we need to cut this, here's what we need to replace, and you can replace it with our panels, which are perfect, and they can be used almost as a template in themselves to put the car back together, and you can call us anytime to talk about how it's done. Brent mentioned that we hadn't really shown this side, so I guess to wrap things up, I'll stand over here and just let you know that I feel like this is a great project for restoration. Again, it's mostly complete. Everything you need to get the job done is here. The driveline is all original E-Type stuff. It's got the early rear, it's got the covered headlights, triple carbs, smooth cam covers. This is a great E-Type to restore. We'll be here to help you out along the way. We're going to give you a 20% discount on any panels you order. I did forget to mention that we can put that whole order together for you, pack it in the car, and ship it with the car, so you don't have to pay any shipping or import fees if it's going to another country. We love to work with you throughout the restoration. There's nothing better than finding a project car out in the weeds somewhere, bringing it back here, putting the missing pieces on, finding in a good home, and then getting pictures of the finished project 5 or 6 years down the road. We love being a part of that. We love E-Types. We'd love to put this one into your hands. If you're interested, give us a ring. It's priced fair, and we're ready to find her that new home. Thanks for watching.